good job in the city, working for the man every night and day, but I never lost 1 minute of sleep. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day, but I never lost 1 minute of sleep. I was worried about the way that things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning as they roll in, rolling down, rolling on the river. Say rolling, rolling down, rolling on the river. I cleaned a lot of plates in Memphis, flipped a lot of chain down in New Orleans, but I never saw the good side of the city until I hitched a ride upon the riverboat queen. Big wheels keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning. Say rolling, rolling, yeah, rolling on the river. Say rolling, rolling, yeah, rolling on the river.
was playing, but we probably, hopefully, have sound now. I think we have sound. I think we have sound. I don't know what's going on. I've always been warned. Our good buddy Brad Brock always warns us about our this OBS software being a little tricky, changing things. Um, let's see. I'm looking at the microphone there. All right, you can hear me. So yeah, let's get this going here. Let's do a little applause and all that. Those things. There you go. Yeah. So not sure what's going on. It happens all the time here. We unplug the board. We plug it back in. Ooh, it's a little hot here. So yeah. So thanks for all for tuning in tonight here. We've been back. It's been a while. It's been a minute since we've been back in the studio here, hanging out. You know, everything is all a mess. Everything's all a mess in here. 2 weeks. Let's see. Last week we were off. The last 2 weeks, we were remote. We were at a place here in West Palm Beach called Kana Bar and Grill. We were hanging out with John Hurt. He's the bar manager there. This is a great place. It's got a lot of great food in Lake Worth. They've got a great rum selection. So we're doing a little bit of rum tasting there. We brought a few things. So if you follow us on Instagram, you saw some of the photos we posted from that night. And if you tuned in that night, I know it was a little, doing live stuff is a little kind of crazy, especially when you're by yourself trying to be the performer, be the tech, be the sound guy, be I don't know, all those things. It's very difficult to do these things by myself. Would love to start paying people to actually help, just do some of the gopher stuff and just make sure shit works. And hey, I'm a little echoey. All right, let's see if that helps any. We'll find out in a second here. So I'm a little echoey. It's Friday Eve. That's right. Friday Eve. So let's see if we fixed our echo problem or not. So, oh yep, yeah, I hear that little echo. Said I was echoey. Let's see. Is that much better? Much better. All right, there. I can even hear myself now in my own headphones. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so like I was saying, I know I've got one headphone's playing for YouTube, the other one doing my sound where it's going live, and you guys, and I'm hearing myself now. Okay, so I'll just keep this in and try to confuse the shit out of myself. So yeah, so we were down there 2 weeks. So last week we were off. Graduation was last week here for my oldest. The 2 weeks prior to that, we did a May 4th at Kana Bar and Grill. We tried to do a little bit of a live event there. And then they did a ladies' night on Thursday. So I don't know. We'll try to figure it out, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the upcoming plans that I'm thinking about doing or not doing and going forward. But you know what? Appreciate again everybody for tuning in, regardless, and hanging out with us here tonight. So that's one of the things is I know we try to at least try to keep things interesting, entertaining, and all the other stuff that goes with it. So if you saw the opening there clip, that was a cover of Proud Mary. I know tons of people have covered that song, but Tina Turner is the one who gets all the credit for that song. Performing it, that is known to her, so forth. I know Clearwater Revival. I think it's their song. But yeah, anyway, so that was the opening tune. There was from Sons of a Tradesman. They are a local band here in West Palm Beach. So if you listen to this week's podcast episode 140, can we believe we've made it to 140 episodes? Again, we'll talk a little bit more. There's a little tie in there about the episodes. And our guest for this episode was Chris Santiago and Mike Guido, the guitarist. So Chris is the drummer, and we got a chance to hang out. So again, if you watched the video, we were over there at my drum practice shack or room or whatever you want to call it. So I've got two different places where sometimes we'll film stuff. Or as you know, if you watch me enough, I film almost anywhere I go. And so we had... So that episode there, we had drummer episode. We were back to some drum stuff, right? After a little bit of some rum stuff and hanging out with them. And that was their video and that cover of Proud Mary. That video was, I think, a few years ago because they have a new bass player, Alex, that we met, and actually a little bit about a sneak peek about if you, like I said, if you haven't listened to the episode, I won't kind of give too much away, but actually, I've heard the name Sons of Tradesmen for for quite some time here in West Palm Beach. Just never to get a chance to get out. There's so much music to go catch and support and see. I mean, obviously when you're older, you have responsibilities. You can't stay up past 9 o'clock. You fall asleep on the couch watching the basketball game, especially like tonight. I know we're gonna try to make this one quick. We also go through and they perform, and they opened up. There was a benefit show here in West Palm Beach a couple weeks ago, and Gwen Stefani was the main performance, so which was really cool. Again, we've got no problem seeing Gwen Stefani. She got some catchy tunes. And Sons of the Tradesmen were the opening band. So talk about some nice little resume, put it on the resume there for Sons of the Tradesmen. So that's how I met those guys, met the bass player Alex. That's what the reference I was getting to was. And we connected, we talked about coming on the podcast, they, hang out and some stuff. So it was a really cool podcast. It was definitely, like I said, those kinds of episodes, what the show has always been envisioned by me is we're just hanging out, having a couple of drinks, just talking music, talking whatever. We kind of go off on some tangents at certain points in time, but it definitely was all in fun, anyways. So that was this whole episode. This week was Chris and Mike from Sons of the Tradesmen. So check it out, both on Apple Podcasts. More so, we'll get an Apple Podcast. If you watch or if you listen to Apple, please rate and review that. Again, I know I always talk about it, but it is important. All podcasters talk about trying to get those ratings and reviews on Apple. And then also go over on YouTube there if you want to see the full video. If you're more of a visual person and you want to put it on, you can watch it on there too. There is a part there I did clip out because there was a story that Chris told about a gig that they played at, something to do with Bandcamp. I did clip that part out and actually put it up on Patreon. So if you really wanted to hear the whole story about Bandcamp, you got to go and be a Patreon listener. So I know I appreciate those of you who are Patreons here for supporting the podcast. And if you could check out that story there. So again, it's only exclusively on Patreon. So anyway, so we got, like I said, quite a few things I want to cover here. I know a lot of folks probably, it's been kind of like, well, are you doing this? Are you still doing this whole Thursday night thing? Are you, still, keeping up with things? Are you still interested? So yeah, like I said, have a couple weeks of break here and there. And again, fortunately, technical issues when you're out live. But yeah, we're still doing it for the moment, and that's why we're going to go through. So we got quite a few things to cover. I know there's basketball tonight, so I'm sure a lot of people are getting all ready for the Heat Boston game. So we'll try to get through some of these things quick. So let's just get right into our Florida Man story here because I think that's going to be what you all are looking for here. So let's get into Florida Man. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. All right, let's see. Let's bring the anchorman in.
This just in. Breaking news about this week's Florida Man. Now here's Paul Robertson.
All right, so here's I want to kind of give a little preface here for watching it. There is a story that we have here. Again, if you are following all of our Florida Man stories that come up in the news, that we had some interesting ones this week. So I want you to let me know do you guys want the full detailed version of this story? I've got a video for it explaining it. Or do you want to kind of keep it a little, because there is a little bit of graphicness to it. You know what? Forget it. We're just going to go right to the graphicness to it. So you guys love it. I know you're all sick. So let's get right to it here. Here's our Florida Man story.
The Charlotte County News Team. A man lost his arm after he was attacked by an alligator in Port Charlotte. We have some video for you. You're watching wildlife trappers tonight take down that nearly 11-foot gator. Look at the size of that guy.
It's huge.
Charlotte County Fire says that 23-year-old was near a pond behind Bandito's bar on South McCall Road when the gator latched onto his arm. Now, neighbors who frequent this bar tell NBC2 they've seen people feeding alligators in this pond before, and we know that's not a good idea for those of us who live. Your Charlotte County News team, a man lost his arm after he was attacked by an alligator in Port Charlotte. We have some video for you. You're watching wildlife trappers tonight take down that nearly 11-foot gator. Look at the size of that guy.
It's huge.
Charlotte County Fire says that 23-year-old was near a pond behind Bandito's bar on South McCall Road when the gator latched onto his arm. Now, neighbors
who back here, and then we're going to reset this. We're going to go give you guys this here. Second. I'm going to go through here. Here we go. All right. And here we go. Here's a full format story. That's not it. That's not the video. That's not the video we're looking for. That's not the video. Is this the video? I guess if I actually...
Welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here. Charles here. So there was a brutal, just bone-chilling attack in Florida involving a man in a bar who had basically his arm bitten off by... Welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here. Charles here. So there was a brutal, just bone-chilling attack in Florida involving a man in a bar who had basically his arm bitten off by an alligator under bizarre circumstances.
Right, and incredibly, he has survived this ordeal, and we have some really chilling video here that that shows what happened in just moments after the alligator had taken his arm off. There are other people in the bar who were standing nearby or heard something and went out, and actually, what you're about to see here, no doubt, saved his life.
In the water, get the out the water.
Hey, come here. Come here, bro. Hey.
This got bit by an alligator, bro. This what the
my hand.
His whole arm came off, bro. I'm gonna shine the light. I'm gonna shine the light.
Get him out of the water. You're good. You're good, dude. You're good. You're good. You're out of the water now. All right. Roll him over. Roll him over and put a tourniquet on him.
So we would rather watch people suffer in pain and videotape for TikTok videos. This is what we've come to. Thank God there's actually other people there helping.
It's your brachial artery. I have to stop it. Go. Okay? Yep. Stay there. Stay there.
Stop pulling that hard. Stop pulling that hard.
I have to. He has to look. I've got a tourniquet on. They need to get here.
There's a tourniquet on it.
All right.
You're a soldier, bro. You got this.
They need to get here.
Hey, stay away, brother. Stay away.
Hey, come on.
And he did say, you saw they kept him alert, paramedics arrived.
He was going in and out of consciousness.
In and out of consciousness. But the fact that, and I don't know this for a fact, but it sounds like the person who was there had some sort of EMT training.
Right, because he was talking about the carotid artery. Right. So this guy was clearly bleeding like crazy.
And those people definitely saved his life because he was eventually airlifted to a hospital, and he's actually in stable condition.
He spoke to the local NBC station and is remarkably positive about this whole ordeal.
I just saw a little lake, just trying to go over there and just, take a little pee or whatnot. Something happened where I either tripped or like something, the ground below me kind of just went down and I ended up in the water. And that's literally the last thing I remember. They got my elbow, so I don't have an elbow, but I can still move my arm around and whatnot. I didn't lose my life, lost an arm. It's not the end of the world.
That's shocking,
He is extremely positive. He said actually what happened was the bar was super full and he had to go to the bathroom, but there was a big line. So he went over to the pond and basically was just going to pee outside and was just going to pee in the pond. And next thing he knows, he's, inside the water and a gator's on his arm. Then he remembers waking up, obviously, in the hospital. But he wanted to dispel any rumors because I guess a lot of people online were saying that he was feeding the gators, and he said that that is not the case, that he was never feeding any of the gators.
This is such an example, of that life changes not over time. Things that are profound change instantly in people's lives. And this is just one example of that, where, and the idea that he is talking the way he is today is remarkable to me.
Right.
I mean, it is remarkable that you go from, going to the bathroom to being in a hospital
for your
without
life.
an arm
Right.
and
See,
fighting for your
there's
life.
a beer bottle on the
and
ground
yet
there.
he's
It's a Mick Ultra, but
composed
still,
and also
obviously proves that he was
kind
drinking
of,
and not just feeding the
fatalistic
gator.
about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is shocking to me. It's just absolutely shocking.
Really, it's just a reminder. Like, I always think this whenever I've been in Florida, every body of water, as an out-of-stater, when I visit Florida, I assume there's an alligator in every puddle that I go by.
When I lived there, I knew there were alligators there, but I never really thought about it much. And I was in the intercoastals and things.
Right.
And now I look back and think, oh my God.
Well, and I mean, this is just the second one this year. Remember that 85-year-old woman who was dragged in, the alligator went after her dog and then dragged her into the water. So it's just so crazy that this happens, so often.
Apex predators.
Well, yeah, and part of this is, too, that we have invaded their space.
Yeah.
And so they live among us in ways they didn't even 20 years ago. And
Nobody
that's
wants
just a
to get you,
reality
Harvey.
everywhere.
Hey, it's DJ Change, St. Pete, Florida, where we are known for amazing drinks, beautiful women, and alligators. It's unfortunate what happened to Jordan. I'm glad he survived. The best thing about the whole situation is that he had people around him, and just like you said, it did sound like the
Harvey's
guy had
vegan,
some
so the alligator's not
CNA
going to eat
or
a vegan
medical
person.
type training to understand to apply the tourniquet, apply the pressure, and stop the bleeding, which is absolutely amazing. I'm glad he survived. Glad he's okay. Hope the best.
Florida,
and he's being
amazing
very
women and alligators.
positive
Love it.
about the
Hey, I
whole
just
situation.
want to remind you, we're in California known for 2 out of 3 of those things. We have amazing drinks.
Alligators are not one of the 3, right?
No,
Okay,
alligators, no.
I get you. Okay, we're moving on.
Yes,
Welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So there you go. There
was
our
a
Florida Man of the Week here. So congrats there. So good for you. You survived. Actually, Florida men or Florida people that were around him to help kind of help him out there, get him out of the water, get the tourniquet on him, save his life. Really, that's probably the biggest thing. Those are actually the applause is for the people that actually helped save his life. And again, they could have gotten just as much. Maybe the gator realized, okay, that wasn't something I should have chomped on and took off. But I mean, here they're kind of still surrounded by that water. So that gator, if it was still mating season, if that was mating season going on, that gator could have came up and just gotten more people out of it too. So. Yeah. Why does my mind go to happy? Yes, that's right. That's right. Was he missing an eye? I think, but I think there was a video. I think it was at the beginning of the video. They showed that they caught the gator, or the news clip. They caught the gator. Let me see if I can actually find. I don't know did that video clip actually show. Give me a second, guys. Let me find this video. Or maybe was it in the news clip? Where was it? Okay. It might have been in that news story there. So hold on here. Another video here. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm not going to kind of belabor and go down a rabbit hole here, but yeah, I think that was it was a good almost 10, 12-foot gator. And of course, they had to put that gator down because he already attacked somebody. So I guess once you get the taste of blood, it's all over there, and you're gonna probably eat some more. But yeah, that's the story of the day. Just stand in line. I understand if you've got if you're going to go hang out to a bar and you're going to go drinking. It's a good thing the kid's got a sense of humor. I mean, that's very life-changing, obviously, for him. But don't go outside and pee. Don't pee in public. That's just the moral of the story here is don't pee in public, okay? We've all probably done it, but you're also taking your life into your own hands, especially if you're down by the water. Why don't you just pee by the building? How far down did you have to go down in the water, too? But anyway, so I'm glad he's okay. But yeah, big kudos to the people that helped save him and so forth. So anyway, all right. So we said we had our bingo night. We were going to do here. We covered our story. We talked about our podcast this week. Talked about our guests. Got to check it out there. I said, give them a shout, give them a like, follow Sons of a Tradesman there. Listen on Spotify again. Music, support local music. Yeah. So what else we had going on there? I said, we did some episodes a couple weeks ago out at a live and remote. So a big shout out to Kana Bar and Grill there, Tony, the bar manager, Tony Hurt. And we had a couple things going on. Like I said, graduations last week. Like I said, we got a lot of cover. So what I was alluding to a little bit earlier was we might be taking a little bit of a break for the podcast and the happy hour show. Looking to do a little bit of some changes. kind of evaluate some things that we're doing. I think I need a break. That's obviously why I took 2 weeks off there a couple weeks ago, just because it just, a lot going on, and sometimes, it's tough doing this. 140 episodes in, and we're 3 years in. 16,000 listens, downloads to the podcast. Of 140 episode, at least 100 something odd guests. I do enjoy doing it. It is a lot of work, but like they say, sometimes when your hobbies become work, then it's no longer a hobby, it's work. And I've already got a day job, right? Hell, I'd love to be able to do this full time. I think every YouTuber, podcaster would love to do these things full time. Digital content creators. But I also hope a little bit of income stream coming into this. So those are some of the things I'm going to take a little break and try to evaluate some of the. Do I want to do this long term, and how do I approach it? How do I maybe retool things? Maybe I change things up. Maybe the whole content changes quite a bit. I've got some other content. We finally finished working with, our good friend Brad Brock. We shot 7 videos, YouTube videos, doing a, spirits review. So we haven't released that just yet. Obviously looking to do some things down the road here with our good friend Mario. He's been on the show many times. We've hung out with him. We're trying to do some things maybe with some of the local establishments and bars, to kind of recognize and sponsor and brand those places. But like I said, I just need to take a break. We got vacation, summer coming up, and so just to kind of just hang in there. I'll still kind of post things on social media. Probably still post some things there. Just probably won't be doing the podcast. Probably just putting a pause on it. So I will have to put another podcast episode out there just to let the listeners know who aren't following me on social media or like the show like this, they'll let them know, yeah, I'm not totally going away. I'm not done. I'm not giving up. I'm just going to need a little break here. Because like I said, it's a bit of work sometimes, So with all that being said, and plus I'm sitting on a whole bunch of video content. I know people especially, Sean, I'm sure, people love watching the rum reviews and tours of distilleries, and I've always said that I wasn't going to do rum reviews because I felt always very subjective. But, maybe I got to change that up. Maybe that's kind of what people want. Do people really want my review when there's 10 other thousands of people doing reviews? I don't know. I try to do things a little bit different, stand out a little different, approach things a little different, and have a little fun with it. And we're, again, combining music and spirits. And, but like I said, I'm sitting on videos that of distillery tours I've done from Just Rum, right? Went up there and visited him. Thanks, big shout out to John Hasbrook and everybody up in Sandy, Oregon there for inviting us up there, the opening of their tasting room, hanging out with him. And we did a tour up there, and or the trip we took last summer, almost close to about this time, almost a year ago. We went up to North Carolina, up to the Outer Banks distillery. They make Kill Devil rum, Instill Distilling also up in Raleigh area. Richland Rum. Again, we did a lot of tours. I just haven't done their videos, and maybe that's what I need to work on. Heck, I posted a video on TikTok for the announcement or the pre-announcement of the new Foo Fighters drummers, and I put a little video together, kind of packaged it up, made it fun, entertaining, etc. And that's probably the biggest the largest viewed TikTok video I have on there. It's hit 20,000 views. Okay, it may not seem like a lot because I know there's other TikTokers out there with a large amount of views, and plus I'm not a chick with boobs hanging out on TikTok to get views. But it's I realized that maybe I had to start doing a little bit more video content. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I just start doing more podcasts. Maybe it's once a month, twice a month instead of every week, right? Because it's a grind, to be honest. But anyway, so enough about what our possible, path going forward is here with the show. I just kind of want to let you guys know, just kind of give you a little heads up there on what we got going on there. But anyway, so let's get to all that. So again, it is bingo night. So let's get to our bingo episode here, and we will go through. If you guys all give me a second here. Sean, you said you were in the car. So who's all in the chats here who wants to play bingo? So if you guys can just tell me if you're in the chats there, if you want to play bingo, we can kind of make this probably pretty easy rather than me trying to guess who is and who isn't playing bingo. So, So again, a little bit of shout out there. If you're looking for, I've got some made some Drums and Rums koozies there. So again, hit me up, let me know. If you're interested in a koozie there, I know I've got some to give away to our good friends there who are on Patreon there. They've got some of the koozies for supporting the podcast. But if you want to straight up just, buy one, just let me know and we'll ship you out there. Just send me a message in Facebook or social media somewhere. You guys probably know how to get a hold of me. Just send me a message and then we'll kind of hook you up there with, I think it's like $3, $3 without the shipping, but we'll let you know. So just to say a quick, hey there, Jason, the River Pirate, thank you for checking in there. Yes. Quick call before I watch the movie. Yep. So, all right. So hopefully it's a good movie. I'm beat, but not fair to win. So just hanging out there. You just popping in and out, River Pirate. So I don't know, Sean, if you're there or not. So like I said, I know the Heat games tonight here, Game 5. Well, big hockey game last night. If you guys are hockey fans, watching it, that if hung out there and watched the hockey game, that was a pretty good game last night. That was a crazy game last night. A lot of co-workers were at that game here. South Florida is a buzz of hockey and basketball, and it's really cool to see for probably the first time in a lot of people's lives here in South Florida, seeing all the sports teams come together. The whole South Florida's coming together. Everyone's in a buzz. You got a basketball team. We've had, the first time the Panthers since '96 in the Stanley Cup Finals. The Heat have been in the championships for many years over the last 10, 20 years. Even cool seeing some of the Dolphins players kind of hang out and go to these games, which is kind of really cool to see some of the everyone's on board. I mean, it's crazy right now what's going on here. Romancing the Stone. Oh my God, the '80s call. They want that mullet hair from not Kirk Douglas. Who's the other guy? Who's the other guy? Not Kirk Douglas. Douglas. Why am I drawing a blank on Kirk Douglas? Michael Douglas. Yes, there you go. I got it out. Okay, I figured it finally. Yes, that's a good movie. It's a good. Don't have to think too hard about it. Danny DeVito, the great character in that movie. So yeah, the first one there, Romancing the Stone, and the not the Jewel of the Nile, but they were finding something else, the diamond. I think see, look, watch out, Jason. If I don't know if you just caught, but we did have a story about an alligator, so be careful if you're watching Romancing the Stone. There was an alligator reference in there, and I think he bit the guy's arm off in it. So see, wow, there's a really weird tie in that. The River Pirate popped in here, told us what movie he's watching. The movie has a gator in it that bites a guy's arm off. Maybe they're in South America. Maybe it was a crocodile. I don't know. But anyway, so I remember that part of the scene in the movie. So, all right. So I just real quick here, I'm just going to check real quick here. Sean or Charlene or the River Pirate, please let me know if you can do Pingo, and then we'll kind of get moving here, and then we'll see what we got to do. Well, like I said, while I'm just kind of waiting for you guys to kind of respond to that there, again, I'm sipping on a little bit of cocoa vodka, so big shout out to Mark and Avi. So we're going to, I think, try to get them come on there. They're really killing it with their marketing, and they're out there and all over the place there. So, but yeah, so check out there. They've got, I know I'm not drinking the rum version. I do have one left in there in the fridge there, but it is the cocoa vodka. But they actually are coming out with a mojito flavor as well, too. So looking forward to that there. Yeah, that's right, the irony. So, all right, so I don't know, like I said, I don't know if Sean is still there or not, but I know a lot of folks have got stuff to do. So, all right, Jason, if you're not gonna, the River Pirate, if you're not gonna be able to hang around, then let's see who else wants to get in on this bingo action here. So, all right, what else we got going on here? All right. All right, TikTok. Yeah, TikTok. So speaking of TikTok, right? So, yeah, what is everybody drinking tonight? You guys never told me. I asked you guys what you're drinking tonight. I know Charlene's going to tell me, oh, my bartender didn't make me anything. So, yeah, your bartender's in the middle is a little busy at the moment here, okay? So, just give me a second there. So, we'll see what's going on here. All right. Let's see. All right, there. I'm restarting the movie. I'm weighing the anchor. Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, if we've only got Charlene who's wants to play bingo, then I think we'll kind of go ahead and kind of give it a call it a night. And then we'll just kind of let you all go back to the make your movies, watching Romancing the Stone, and watching the Heat game, and grabbing a beverage, cold frosty beverage there. So game is 5-6. Oh, you're telling me what the score is. Yeah, I could have been watching it in the room here, but I somehow changed the channel on it, so I can't get up and change it back with this remote. So anyways, I guess I'll have to take your word for it. It's 5-6. So, all right. So, again, if nobody else, I'm just last call that I'm going to go through here. Like I said, let you guys all go for the night here. Again, I appreciate tuning in. I know I've been kind of on and off. No worries, Sean. We'll square up. So, like I said, I know a lot of folks are busy. I know it's getting ready to be a holiday weekend. A lot of folks are probably off tomorrow, taking an early Friday off. Right? Remember, this is Friday Eve tonight. It's a Thursday, but it's Friday Eve. And I know everyone's getting ready. I do have to go to work tomorrow. I had quite a few days off last week, obviously for graduation and things like that. And but yeah, so if I don't talk to you all sometime between now and whenever we come back on the show here, like I said, I'm going to take a little break for a bit. Definitely just follow us on Instagram. That's where I'm most active, is on Instagram, posting little clips and little stories and little videos and things like that. So definitely follow me on Instagram. Like I said, we'll see what we got going on. I might actually start getting involved in a music project again. That's just a little something. Looking to get back into. It's been quite a while since I've done a little music project and played, jamming out on some tunes again. So we'll see, and definitely we'll keep you all, keep you all in the loop. And if you can, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, hit the like button, and all those good things, and check out the podcast with our recent guests Mike and Chris Santiago of Sons of a Tradesman. But that's all I've got for tonight there. So enjoy, have a safe weekend. Be careful. Don't be like me last week and get way too much sun and be sunburnt. I think I got sun poison, actually. But yeah, I'll check you all soon. Like I said, just follow along on all the other socials there to kind of see what we've got going on. Again, there's always the Patreon there, too. We post some stuff there, especially that Bandcamp story that Mike shared with us on the podcast episode. So, with all that being said, I wish you all a great night. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all when I see you. Cheers, y'all.